to check in on how some of these limit over collection cards are looking on the market. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So, hi, Cyber Ultimate and Dragon. You know, we do have a better version of this coming up, but I mean, if you wanted to play the OG copy, you know, you're still looking at so these numbers are so unreal. Like, it's crazy. A near mint is, well, you can get one for $2,000. This might be the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card I've seen. You had a light play sell for $558 back in December. That's crazy. But I mean, that's the Cyber Dragon tax, and it will always be the Cyber Dragon tax. Ultimate rares, these have actually calmed down. I will say that, you know, having extra copies of these, or, you know, the reprints kind of took away from this, yeah. 380 down to 470 for a German 500. Now you've got the quarter century. You had the alt art that got the ultimate rare for this. I think that it does look, let's click this. Does this give me my other alt? It does. These have actually been going up, which is to be expected, right? You got people out here that do want Cyber Dragons in this version. This has always been the designated version that I think people want. Nice Cyber Drago. This would be Italian, yeah. These do actually, yeah, 60, 58, 55, 40. Can't really get these anymore. I mean, this is all the way back from OTS Pack 16. God, that is so far back at this stage. So congratulations to, you know, Cyber Dragons that actually are moving. Did actually Cyber Dragon, did this actually get like a QC? It did get a QCR, and it was specifically from the tins too. This version, the alt art, did have the $30 mark, and of course the one from the tins is $3. Surprisingly enough, this one is disappearing off of the market too, so it depends on, do you enjoy the alti or did you enjoy the other version of this? But these have been moving, not at quite the same rate, but I mean, there's only 16 listings for this. So yes, Cyber Dragons do have some movements happening within the market. Rockets, first of all, okay. Interesting enough, Battles of Legend Monsters Revenge boxes, 41s, 47s. Rokket Revolt structure decks are gone. Man, that's a day I never thought I would see. This old product is cratered off of the market. Looks like we have $5 Furious Dragons. Looks like Abza Routers. I love this top one for $12.75, but they're about $1, which is okay. The rest of this Rokket stuff from this old Rokket deck or whatever is worth nothing. You're not going to have anything in the Rokket department that is going to look like it's worth a darn thing, because it just isn't. And that's the state of Rockets, right? You know, as we kind of progressively see more and more of this stuff come out. Now, where most of your activity is going to be, it's been in the Borrel department. You know, this is where we dust off the old boss monsters. Borrel loads Savage. We've talked about this one too much. You guys know that, you know, there's ban list hype and scare about this. $70 card right now. The Savage Dragon 22s on the QCRs. The Borrel swords have actually been gaining a little bit of momentum right now. $6 card for OG prints, which is kind of crazy, actually. This is one of those times that an actual first ed copy is coming back. We do have one light play sell for $25. That's a little bit crazy. You do also have the Battles of the Heroes Revenge version. These are also floating about $6. After shipping is said and done, which is to be expected. Quarter century Borrel, these are still only like $4, to be honest with you. I'm still very shocked to see that, you know, for a boss monster that is as cool as this guy is, that he's still holding up and doing very, very well. Looks like Borrel loads are still dollars. I mean, we do have the alt art for that. Borrel guards, these are kind of cheap in terms of listings. 46 of these left. The other thing is, like, the defensive Borrel monster wasn't exactly all that powerful, which is fine. And then we've got dollars on the Borrel sword gold, or on the ultra reprints. Beyond that, we do have the alternate art for Borrel load. These are crazy enough. These are very cheap, and you can think this coming from the tins, right? That's like the advantage you had, right? Like the tin QCRs are still very, very cheap. They've not gone too nuts, but I mean they still do float around in terms of, you know, value, which is to be expected. But outside of that, yeah, the Borrel debate right now, you can even get the nice token for $1 for this. Okay, not too bad. Astrograph Sorcerer. So Pendulum's got very, very, very cool support. I'm actually very happy with where Pendulums are kind of finding themselves going in the future here. You know, obviously, if we had Electromite, I mean, it'd be a little bit of a different story, but that new Pendulum support is enough to get players to want to interact with things going forward, and obviously, Astrograph is still one of the key components to make that work. I mean, these have only gone up. They're like $7 a piece right now, which once again isn't too terrible as you're looking at how this has been evolving in the market space. So not too bad. Next up is Chronograph. You know, I cannot imagine that Chronograph is going to break any records as a actual card that is going to be crazy in value, because he was unfortunately, he was abandoned. Poor Chronograph. You know, Astrograph got all the love, but Chronograph only got these 3 printings, which your highest is technically still the one from Pendulum Evolution. When you look back at this, I mean, 14 cents. I mean, once again, you're playing in the penny stock department, right? If you truly think that something's going to happen to Pendulums, I mean, it's highly possible at this stage, but I can't imagine that it's going to be so great that it's going to cause this thing to go crazy. So we'll wait and see. Penny stonks. Block Dragon. Once again, another one of those ban list cards that we continue to see between this Savage Dragon. You know, the market is kind of bouncing back and forth on their expectations of what we expect to actually happen here. You know, is Konami going to make it so that, you know, you can actually play, you know, Magnet Warriors, or is it just going to be another dead on arrival because we're missing an important card because Konami refused to move it off a list? I hope it's actually just, you know, the lesser of the evils here, but these are still $8. I do have a feeling, and I'm going to say this now, if we do actually see a return back for this, I mean, your highest point for this was about $10 and some change. You probably will see this card explode in value. It would make the most sense. The Enneacraft garbage, aka my dumpster pile. There's been a little bit of movements. I see that whales are still coming in Starlights at $40. Looks like releases are still gone. That's disgusting. 5 releases on the market, 25 on down to $40. That's actually crazy. And the sad part is the NA prints don't look anywhere near as good as this. This is Euro. You're not getting a good looking version of that. Atori Mar CRs are 22s, which is not bad. Scorpios, $28. These are completely gone. Looks like whales themselves. This is really interesting. So these whales are starting to want to climb up to the $20 mark. And I mean, you might actually see the Ultra try to do this. But I have to remind you that if you look at the whale and you're like, oh, okay, you can just go to get the collector's rares for 22s. These are literally $5 more, and they basically achieve the exact same frickin' result. But okay, and then we see the drop. Oh, we do have the Atori Mar Field Center. Huh, it's $10. Huh. Okay, it looks like reverse supers are also now $7. Really? We're doing this. We're doing the game now where the higher rarity versions of the cards are going up. I love this, man. It looks like all of the super rares are trying to do something. It just so happens that reverse was the first one to go. Well, shucky darn, I guess. And then, of course, Power Patron. I forgot to look at this guy the other day. $50 Starlight Rares. Yeah, we're still fine on those. You can get Ultras for 16 cents. And it looks like we have $7 copies of Jupiters from the sneak peek, which is not bad. Also, Nervas are still nothing. And the rest of the Power Patron garbage is pretty low on impact right now. But what do you guys think about everything that's kind of happening within the market right now? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I look forward to seeing, what more is to come, because this has been a ride for sure. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.